Hi, guys. This is Mrs. Hall. By the time you are watching this, not only am I in Colorado, but Friday today that you're watching this is the wedding. So hopefully all goes well. Not my wedding, but all goes well. Um, so a few things. Here's the sub plans. I did take note, period 5. Don't forget your lunch is 11:11. And however, you do get dismissed 5 minutes early. And let's see what else. Let's skip down here to you guys. May 7th, Human Growth and Child Development, period 5 and 6. Students are to complete lesson A, Feeding and Meeting the Infant Needs. This is the new chapter, chapter 11, that we started for about 10-15 minutes, the last class period. So have students open the document and work independently or with a partner. All the resources needed are found throughout the assignment. This should be completed and submitted by the end of class. If students finish the assignment early, they can work on preparing for the final performance task that is posted on Google Classroom. So let me go ahead and show you. We started this. Both classes started this. So this should not be something new. So just remember anything in green is additional notes. Remember when we talk about things, some of you guys type as I'm talking with the notes. So some of you guys might not have what's in green on your lesson A. So I would add that information now. So with this one, lesson A, first year baby foods, do's, and don'ts. So part 1 is going over the typical portion sizes and daily intake for infants' age. Fill out the chart below based off the Cleveland Clinic information and your own research. Now, guys, you don't actually need this specific source. This is me citing my resources of where I got this information. So, 0 to 4 months, breast milk or infant formula. Just remember, guys, you should be feeding your baby every 2 to 3 hours, and they're still not sleeping through the night. So that 2 to 3 hours is still at nighttime. So that's why it's 8 to 12. Don't forget to tell me if you will be using formula. If so, what brand? Or if you're supporting or at least like the idea of breastfeeding, you can say, I will not be using formula. I will try to breastfeed. Next one is 4 to 6 months. Notice the changes, number of feedings of formula or breast milk per day changes. If you're doing breast milk, you're going to lean more towards 6. If you're doing formula, you're probably going to lean more towards 4. So it really depends on that very first question. Babies should now be sleeping through the night around 3 to 4 months old. So no middle of the night feedings. So that's another reason why there's less feedings, 4 to 6 compared to 8 to 12. Babies should still be feeding every 2 to 3 hours. And guys, that's going to be a trend you're going to see as you keep moving on is each one 6 to 8 months should still be between every 2 to 3 hours. And then 8 to 12 months, 2 to 3 hours still. So that's going to be helpful for you to remember that every 2 to 3 hours, your baby should be either getting formula, breast milk, or one of these food groups on the side here. So anything in yellow will require you to respond for the answer. So the very first thing I introduced my babies to was rice cereal, single grain rice cereal. So I used Gerber Baby, but you are more than welcome to do your own research of what rice cereal brand. Some people prefer organic, that's fine. But research your own brand, or I put mine there if you wanted to use mine as an example. So brand and cost. Infant cereal. It's okay to also start a little bit of oatmeal. So here's oatmeal single grain, cost of the oatmeal. And maybe I should put brand on there too. I don't know if it's already on cost of oatmeal. If you do Gerber Baby, maybe just leave it with the Gerber brand. You're also going to start introducing water in a sippy cup. So type of sippy cup and the cost. And guys, not a lot. Like if you can just get them to practice using the sippy cup, then any water they take in, great. If they don't take in any water, that's fine, but they're having to gradually get used to using that sippy cup. And then here's the website for the best sippy cups. You pick your own. Fruit or vegetable, 2 to 3 tablespoons. Type of fruit and cost. Type of vegetable and cost. Shop for baby food purees, guys. In the next part, don't worry about people that are like, I want to make my own baby food. That's great. We're going to do research just in a different part. Okay. And then again, the meat, 1 to 2 tablespoons, cost and type of meat. I have on there what I used. Now, another thing that's fairly new in the last like 10 years, they actually support you giving just a little bit of peanut butter to your 6-month-old. And so I bought these baby mums. Those are kind of like rice cakes. Regular rice cakes work too, but I bought these baby mums, and I would just put a little bit of peanut, like I'm talking like an eighth of a teaspoon peanut butter, and they would lick it off the mums, and the mums also dissolve with saliva. And so that's what I did, and it worked. And both my boys love peanut butter. There's no peanut allergy. Now, if you start with a small little peanut part of peanut butter, don't give them more. Give it like, a few minutes, because people that have peanut allergies, you'll know really quickly if they have a peanut allergy. So, um, you know, uh, what's in green here, again, that's my notes, but you kind of need to figure out, maybe talk to your parents, see what your mom did. Hey, mom, when did you introduce me to first to peanut butter? Or maybe you have a peanut butter allergy and you want to say, you know what, I'm going to wait and do peanut butter when they're older, and that's fine too. Um, but that's just what I did, and my babies liked it. And there's the Mum store. So let's say you don't want to use peanut butter. Maybe you should put, I don't want to use peanut butter, but then still do the cost of baby mums. They're a good snack. Or, ooh, idea. Hummus. If you don't want to do peanut butter, some moms, I didn't do hummus, but some moms did hummus because they didn't want to do peanut butter for their infant. So if you actually prefer hummus over peanut butter, then change it on the notes, and that's fine. Okay. All right. So 8 to 12 months, yogurt, brand and cost, infant cereal or bread or pasta. Research a baby pasta brand and cost. So what is the brand? What is the cost? Or if you don't want to do pasta and you want to do bread, you can do bread. That's fine too. Still water, still using a sippy cup. So it's anything in yellow, because this is research you've already done. So this is something new, pasta or bread. Okay. And then part 2, foods to avoid feeding a baby. There's 9 in this resource. And the 9th one is choking hazards, a list of the choking foods, and then when can you start giving these babies some of these items. And then part 3, the best foods to give your baby. Type of food, reason why, type of food, reason why, and then you just go through. There's 10. And then conclusion, what are nutrients and why are they important? How's the food parents give their baby meeting the developmental needs of babies in their first year? So that's the conclusion, 4 to 6 sentences. Now notice how it says in the lesson plan, if students finish the assignment early, they can work on preparing for the final performance task that is posted on Google Classroom. So don't forget, I posted your questions early because it's a writing prompt. You have 2. So if you want to go ahead and work on these, you can. So there's 5 questions, 5 prompts. You need to choose 2, okay, of the 5. So if you finish this lesson early, maybe get started on your research for this. Okay, there's always something you should be doing and no downtime. The other thing I put on there is I allow students to take a break halfway through the class outside on the back practice field for 10 minutes. You can take them or not, up to you. Guys, don't give this up a hard time. If she says no, then no. But if she says, sure, don't abuse it. Because if she's like, we came in and then half the class stayed out there, that's not very nice. And that makes her sad. And if the sub leaves that in the sub plan notes, that's going to make me sad. So yeah, just be nice, respectful, things like that. So that's it in a nutshell. You have stuff that you could be doing. You have your lesson, and you can work on preparing for the final performance tasks. So, guys, have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.